Well, good afternoon and thanks for joining us on the WWL Louisiana News at 4. I'm Sharice Gibson. Devin Bartolotta is on assignment. Here are today's top headlines. A Jesuit High School has agreed to pay a seven-figure settlement related to a decades-old child molestation claim. Ramon Vargas with our partner newsroom, The Guardian, reports the abuse claims involve a child and janitors at the school that date back to the mid-70s. An attorney for the alleged victim said he could not say how much the school settled for. The agreement stops a trial that was set to happen later this month in civil court. A former teacher at Bridge City Center for Youth is facing charges after he allegedly put a juvenile inmate in a chokehold. Well, this morning, the Office of Juvenile Justice announced the arrest of Lavelle Walker. They say video showed him putting his arms around the child's neck. Walker is charged with cruelty to juveniles, simple battery, and malfeasance in office. And right now, our team is working to find out how a former NOPD officer who was fired for sexual harassment was able to get a job with the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office. According to the relief letter we obtained, state civil service officials upheld the firing of Lieutenant Anthony Bakewell from the NOPD, citing findings of sexual misconduct, which included inappropriate comments and physical contact involving a subordinate officer. Bakewell had recently joined the sheriff's office before resigning last night. A weak disturbance in the Gulf is bringing some rain and storms into our area. Those will last through most of the weekend and could be heavy at times. For more on how you should prepare, let's check in with meteorologist Alexa Trischler as we monitor this weather impact alert. Alexa.
Yeah, Sharice, we do have a weather impact alert for the entire weekend because we'll have a bunch of moisture coming in from the Gulf, and that will bring us numerous rounds of showers and storms this weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. We're going to see maybe some heavy tropical downpours at times. This disturbance in the Gulf is not going to strengthen. It's going to be very messy and disorganized. We're just going to see a bunch of moisture head our way into our part of the Gulf Coast, and it will bring us kind of a wet and soggy weekend. Make sure you have your rain gear ready to go for all of the events happening this weekend. You can always check our WWL app for the latest on what's happening with the radar to see where the showers are setting up. Here's a look at the Gulf right now. There is that plume of moisture headed our way, and it's looking like we're going to see at least some more scattered showers continuing for your Friday evening as well. We've had some rain today, and the rain continues. We've got passing showers on both sides of the lake, some downpours in a few spots, but the rain is very isolated. However, you may have to dodge a few showers on your Friday evening. Also on the North Shore, we have a couple little spotty showers in Washington Parish, some lighter rain in Hancock County. So it's isolated and spotty at this point, but we are at least getting in on some passing rain already today, and that will continue into tonight. Temperatures are still warm. We are in the low to mid 80s, even some upper 80s in a few spots. It's also windy. We have the continued east wind. Wind gusts are near 30 miles per hour in a few spots. So we're going to stay breezy through tonight and into tomorrow. We'll have a few passing showers this evening and maybe even a few overnight, but they're still going to be spotty. And then we'll see more rain in the forecast heading into the weekend. We'll talk more about your weekend forecast coming up in just a bit.
All right, Alexa, thanks so much. Turning now to developing medical treatment. A cancer diagnosis can be nerve-wracking, especially when a tumor is found in the eye. But a local doctor is finding treatment options, which could mean better outcomes and less downtime for patients. Medical reporter Meg Farris spoke with that doctor and a woman who had the procedure done. Meg, tell us about how it works.
Well, you know, eye cancer, melanoma, that's like you get on your skin or that type of thing. We've had a governor who has passed away from that. I've known a few people with that. And it comes, Sharice, from not putting sunscreen on your eyes, which is basically wearing dark glasses that are UV protecting and over a lifetime. Okay, so a doctor from New York comes here to Tulane, to UMC, and he brings this procedure with him where you can put a radioactive disc, sew it on the back of the eye.
Wow.
But then he wants to do something where you don't have to go into surgery, sew the disc, let it stay home for a week, come back, get the disc off. So he invents a little wand. It's just a little wand that he touches on your eye for 7 to 10 minutes, and it can kill the tumor. And he did this to this woman. She lives in Ponchatoula, and she had 2 little tumors. She noticed in her blue eyes 2 brown freckles that were growing.
Yes.
And he did it, and she is cancer-free. And he couldn't get anyone to make this invention, so he started a company and made it himself. It's only in 4 big hospital systems, and Tulane UMC is one of them right here in our city.
Well, how many people could be impacted if he were to do this treatment? I don't know necessarily statistics-wise how many people suffer from eye cancer.
Well, we're seeing more and more melanoma in the eye, especially in some areas like in Australia where there's, you know, the ozone layer and more sun. But in the South, of course. But 2,500 cases each year are diagnosed, but you know, it's as we age, as the population ages, we're seeing more and more of it. So,
right. Meg, thank you so much. When is your story airing?
6 o'clock.
All right, make sure you guys tune in. Meg, thank you. And remember, you can always find the latest updates on this story and all of today's headlines on our website, social media pages, and on our free app for your phone or television.